Hello friends, welcome. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is Love No Limits Tarot and my name is Kay. Thank you for choosing this pick a card reading today. This reading is going to be what is your week ahead looking like? What is going to be occurring for you within the next 7 days from the time you start this reading. This reading is timeless, so whenever you come across the video is when it's meant to be heard. There are 3 piles here to choose from today. If you feel called to listen to more than one of the piles, definitely check out 2 or all 3 if you feel called to do so. Of course, use your intuition. But my friends, let's introduce the piles here today. So this is going to be pile number 1. This is going to be pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. The timestamps are located down below, my friends, in that description box. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and liking this video, that would also be great. But let's jump right into it. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is what is going on for you within the next 7 days. What is your week ahead looking like from today? So pile number 1, your clarifying card, you did pick this number 20 bugs. If you want a closer look at the card. Now this is just to clarify, or not clarify, just kind of represent the pile you chose. Now this card could be applicable when it comes to your reading today. The number 20 or number 2 might be significant to you as well. But this card simply to me has a lot to do with perspective or even introspection. Perhaps within the next week or your week ahead, you could be taking a closer look at something, okay, the smaller details of something, gaining a new perspective on something that perhaps you may resonate with overlooking, all right? But pile number 1, I do have some pre-shuffled oracle cards here, so we're going to go through these oracle cards. Then we'll jump into tarot, and then to end your reading today, we're going to get some closing advice from I have a bunch of fortune cookie fortunes that I've collected over the years. So we'll just reach into this bag of the fortune bag and get some closing messages for you. But pile number 1, let's get started right into your reading. So your first oracle card today, you have a number 32 with power. And we have the dinosaurs in the Jurassic period. So 32 with power. A 3 and a 2 makes a 5. And 5 is all about overcoming challenges, okay, embracing change. So pile number 1, your week ahead, perhaps something very powerful is coming towards you. This card could be symbolizing perhaps you will get a better grasp of your own personal power. For some of you, this could be signifying you being put into some sort of role where you have to take some sort of like leadership or make a powerful decision, right? Take what resonates, of course, pile number 1, and leave what doesn't. Let's bring this a little closer. But yeah, I definitely see you guys within the next 7 days being in a position of power, needing to take the power back into your own hands, I'm hearing. All right, let's dive a little deeper to get some more information. So you guys have a wall here. It's interesting. Wall. This card could represent boundaries to me. This card represents boundaries. Okay. I'm also noticing that it looks like there's an eye on the door there. Perhaps within the next 7 days, pile number 1, you may resonate with feeling the need to take a closer look at your boundaries or needing to feel more powerful when it comes to your boundaries. Yeah, I'm definitely being drawn to the eye here, which is kind of reminding me of this Bugs card when it's all about, taking a look at something, watching something very closely. So perhaps within the next 7 days, pile number 1, you may be put into some sort of position where you have to make some sort of powerful decision okay? To either let something in or to block something out. I feel like the next 7 days is going to be incredibly significant for you, pile number one, when it comes to where your attention is as well. Okay, what are you watching at this time? What are you paying attention to? Because in essence, where attention goes, energy flows. So when you put all your attention into something, you're actually giving it power, right? So I feel like within the next 7 days, pile number one, you're being called or encouraged to really pay attention with who you let into your safe space, okay? Who you let into your world. And not only that, but pay attention to who you give your power to, right? Pay attention to who you decide to engage with or who you decide to either let ruin or uplift your day, right? That could only be that type of situation may only be applicable for a few of you. For others, I'm also seeing a need to kind of like be on guard this next 7 days. I'm noticing the shape of the wall here, okay? It kind of looks like a cylinder, and I'm connecting it to the shape on this boy's head. So to me, again, I think this has a lot. Ooh, and also this woman here also is wearing some beads around her head. So I'm definitely getting a sense where perhaps within the next 7 days, for some of you or for others of you, there may be a need to really have better discernment of what you're choosing to keep in your thoughts, okay, what you're choosing to keep. For some of you, like on the TV, I'm hearing what you're choosing to watch, what you're choosing to engage in. It's kind of like the message I just kind of said, but let's move on to pile number one. So you guys also have the eel here. The eel. Yeah, I feel like to me, eels are kind of like slippery snakes, you know what I mean? So within the next 7 days, pile number one, perhaps there's a need to be on guard, okay? To be on guard. I'm actually going to look up what this card represents in this particular deck. Also, pile number one, if you are interested in learning any of the decks I'm using, please let me know in those comments below. I'd be more than happy to share. Okay, so the eel represents what lurks, electricity, and dishonesty. Yeah, I feel like there's something going on, okay, when it comes to your inner circle, pile number one. This may be, some sort of dishonesty in a relationship or needing to be on guard with someone very specific. It could be a friend, a family member, a coworker. Take it how it resonates. But there's definitely a need to take a deeper look at something. Okay, there's a need for a change of perspective. And I feel like that is what's coming towards you within these next 7 days, pile number one. So let's move on. You guys also have 38 with the shift. 38 with the shift. So in this card, I'm seeing kind of like that whole idea of the darkness turning into light, right? The night finally turning into day. The caterpillar turning into the butterfly. I'm also noticing all the water, which is giving me this healing vibe here, pile number one. But I'm actually going to read aloud the message that comes along with this card. Perhaps there's something you can personally resonate to. So number 38. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing, you may resonate, pile number one, with just dealing with difficult people this next week, the week ahead. All right, so get this card, hold it up for you while I read it. So number 38 with the shift. Like the changing of the seasons, transitioning from who you are to who you're becoming is a gradual process. The shift arrives when you may feel suspended in time or as if at a crossroads. You are ready to move towards something bigger. There are many paths you could take, so much potential. It's hard to take that first step. Be still in this transition and take this opportunity to look before you leap. Now is your chance to gain additional clarity before making a decision. That's interesting because I was picking up the needing to have better discernment, or good discernment this week, I should say. Okay. Now is your chance to gain additional clarity before making a decision. Review all options thoroughly and check in with your beliefs, values, and goals. Call on your guides. Be still. Being still may bring up feelings of anxiousness and vulnerability, so have compassion with yourself as you take this much-needed time of suspension. Know that this transitional phase will pass and soon a path will become clear. So pile number one, okay, I mean, I couldn't have said it perfect myself. So again, this card is all about, it says, gaining some sort of clarity before you finalize a decision. Okay, so pile number one. With all that being said, I'm definitely seeing, or I want to kind of like reiterate the need to take a deeper look at something, okay, to change. There's a need of a change of perspective, and I feel like that's what this shift card kind of is representing for you. So I know this seemed a little heavier, on the heavy side, but for the next 7 days, pile number one, I feel like this is kind of a breakthrough energy. This is breakthrough energy to me. Again, that idea of the sun finally coming out after like a long winter, right? Which is fitting because if you're watching this video soon after I publish it, it is just beginning, to get warmer a little bit, depending on where you are in the world, of course, but springtime is right around the corner for where I am. So yeah, pile number one. Also, it did in this card, in the description of this card, it did state something about checking in with yourselves, checking in with what you value, your goals, okay? So be sure to do that this week, okay? That could definitely prove to be incredibly helpful for you. But pile number one, your last oracle card today is Taurus with tactile, grounded, and stable. Yeah, there's a need for stability. Okay, this Taurus energy is earth energy. So there's definitely a need to feel grounded, okay, feeling harmonious as well this next 7 days. Okay, this is all about physical comfort to me. So pile number one, like for example, this Taurus card could be implying within the next 7 days, if you find yourself in a physically, mentally, or emotionally uncomfortable position, it's okay to remove yourself, okay? It's okay. Just remember to keep checking in with yourself, remain grounded. For the most part, pile number one, I do have a sense here that you guys will be bringing more stability, okay, with this current shift that's going on for you. But pile number one, I am going to jump right into tarot. Get just a few cards for you. That didn't really work very well. I always have a hard time shuffling right here because I'm actually sitting on the floor right now. So I'm used to shuffling with my hands like lower than my navel, but my hands are above my navel. So whenever I shuffle at this height, things get a little messy. So bear with me, pile number one. But can I have some tarot cards for pile number one's week ahead? Wow. All right, that should do it. So pile number one, it's interesting how we got the Taurus card, and I made a little side note about this being earth energy because you did get a lot of earth tarot cards here. So your first tarot card for your week ahead, pile number one, is Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, to me this card represents some sort of big opportunity, okay? With the earthiness behind this card, undertone behind your reading in general, this could be representing that whatever this breakthrough is for you, whatever you will be accomplishing within the next 7 days, will be or is a major opportunity. Okay, this could be something that could also bring earthly or physical benefits like money, for example. I'm hearing the word treasure, okay? Take that how it resonates. But yeah, I definitely see this next 7 days becoming a big opportunity for you, an opportunity to move forward first and foremost. But you guys also have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. So this is kind of like student energy to me. Okay. To me, I feel like this card has a lot to do with not only remaining grounded, but remaining compassionate towards yourself. If you resonate with starting something new, either recently or within your next 7 days, pile number one, be patient with yourself, okay? Be compassionate towards yourself as well. You guys also have the Nine of Pentacles. This card is all about feeling more independent. Okay, for some of you, pile number one, you may resonate with your week ahead, having a sense of financial freedom, okay, because you got the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles here. So I'm definitely seeing some sort of liberating situation or feeling that you may be experiencing within your next 7 days. You also have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, this could be representing some sort of communication coming in. Okay, perhaps for some of you, intuitively, I'm picking up that whatever this wall is representing in your reading today, I feel like this Page of Swords and this wall is kind of connected. For some of you, this could be something more minor, who knows? Like, perhaps within the next 7 days, you will, be turning your phone off, okay? Going on ghost mode, or for some of you, this could be something as simply as, just kind of like draining out the noise, right? Take it how it resonates. For others, this could be something a little more serious, because I think that eel card did represent like dishonesty, I think it said. Can you guys see these cards? Hopefully. Let me close this window. I wanted to use the natural light, but whenever it's foggy, the light gets so funky. So, all right. Hopefully that's better. If not, I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, with that eel card. For some of you, this could be someone very specific. Okay. For others, I'm also picking up an energy of needing to be more honest with yourself during these times. Okay. Take whatever is resonating. Your last tarot card today is the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, more earth energy. So pile number one, what your week ahead is looking like. There's a lot of physical manifestations, okay, occurring around you. There's a lot of opportunity opening its doors for you. I'm also noticing that you got two cards with a peacock. Peacocks do represent divinity. So to me, this could be some sort of synchronicity with this power card of you feeling very powerful, either, when it comes to your mental state, like feeling more confident, right? Or being in a position of power, being put in some sort of leadership role. Take what resonates, of course. But pile number one, to end your reading, I am going to just give this little satchel a shuffle. And let's see what you get. So pile number one's closing advice for their week ahead. All right. All right, so pile number one. You guys got take that luxury way. What you spent will get paid, will get payback. What you spent will get payback. So it's interesting, pile number one, considering how much coin you literally have in your reading today. So who knows? Pile number one, this could be advising you to not worry so much about fiscal matters. Again, I am no money advisor. Of course, make responsible decisions, right? But I think that all in all, this fortune is just advising you to kind of like treat yourself, right? Treat yourself a little bit, as just keep it within, keep it in a keep it responsible, of course, but, don't be afraid to, spend a little extra on, I don't know, whatever, like say you get, You go to the supermarket, you get ice cream, you know, every time you go. This time, get the premium. Get the premium stuff this week, pile number one. All right? Because even if the money itself doesn't come back around, that joy will. The joy will, right? So, pile number one, take it how it resonates, of course. But I believe that's all I'm seeing in your cards today, my friends. Thank you so much if you stuck around to the end. I thank you. I'm very grateful for you. I hope this reading resonated. Let me know down in those comments below if it did, or if you'd like to just show your support, drop a rose down there. If you wouldn't mind considering subscribing to the channel, that would be lovely as well. Hit that like button. It definitely helps support the channel, it helps it grow. But pile number one, thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you next time. Hi, pile number two, welcome to your reading. This reading is what is going to be occurring for you within your next 7 days. What is your week ahead looking like? So pile number two, let's jump right into your reading. So to start, we have the clarifying card here. This card is number 16 with keys. So this card might be applicable when it comes to your reading today. It might not, we'll see. The number 16 might be significant as well. Sorry for laughing. So intuitively, I just kind of like thought of something. For some of you, you may resonate with your next 7 days actually either losing or finding your keys. Or losing or finding a set of keys, right? But take what resonates from this reading, pile number one. Just be sure to have fun with it. So this reading, okay, so I have some pre-shuffled oracle cards here. And then after we get through those, we're going to bust out a few tarot cards for you, pile number two. And to end your reading, we will get some final advice from this bag of fortunes I have here. But pile number two, let's jump right into your reading. So to start, you guys have pile number two. You have card number two with activation, humans discovering fire in Africa. So activation, your week ahead, pile number two. I'm definitely seeing something happening for you, something coming to life, something activating. This card could represent or symbolize you feeling like there's a lot to do, like there's high activity, okay? There's a lot of activity going on for you with your next 7 days. Let's dive a little deeper just to get some more information, have something better to compare it to. Wow, so you guys got peacock. Interesting, because pile number one, I actually pointed out the peacocks in that card. So if you felt called to pile number one, definitely check that out. But peacocks represent divinity. They are also known for having all the eyes on the tail, right? So lots of eyes may be on you this next week ahead, pile number two. You may be feeling with the peacock here and it representing divinity, you could be feeling like you are being put in some sort of powerful position. This peacock card also has a lot to do with splendor, okay? Feeling beautiful. I'm actually going to read this activation card from the description out loud to you, pile number two, just to get a little more insight on the card. Perhaps there's something you can personally resonate with or take from. So card number two with activation. Hold it up for you guys as well. All right, so number two with activation. I'm just going to read the time traveler's message. An activation and emergence of a vibrant, radiant energy is occurring in your life. This can be an enthralling and exciting time for you. Just as the warmth of the sun activates a sprout to push through the soil into the light, you are ascending into a time of new discoveries and vast creativity. Ideas that have been incubating within you for a long time are now being activated and moving toward manifestation. This is a great time to start projects. However, just as the sparks of a new flame need to be kept and protected from the wind as they build, and just as those early vulnerable sprouts need protection from the weather until they grow strong and tall, so do you need to protect your ideas, discoveries, and projects in their infancy. Be careful to whom you tell your thoughts and innovations. Share your ideas only with those who will be supportive. Wow. So pile number 2, okay, now I see the message. Now I get it. Thank you for being patient with me. So pile number 2, just a side note really quick. I do want to just say this reading is kind of like, it's a little different than pile number 1, but if you felt called to pile number 1, I highly advise you check that out, okay? But back to your message. So your week ahead pile number 2, I feel like with this activation card and the peacock card, there is going to be something within the next 7 days that you're either discovering, about yourself, about an opportunity. For others, instead of like discovering, I'm getting more of a embracing or taking part of. Either way, pile number 2, I'm definitely just picking up this energy of you starting something. For a lot of you, this has to do with like a project, okay? A project that you're going to be, that is currently in the works, or perhaps within the next 7 days, you're going to be completing this project. Again, with this activation card, there is a need to kind of like keep your moves on the DL, kind of like keep everything kind of quiet at the moment. I definitely see you getting a lot done and being very productive. Again, like when I saw this activation card, the word activity literally came to mind. So you could resonate with being incredibly busy this week. For some of you with these keys cards, who knows, perhaps this reading, within the next 7 days, you could be closing some sort of deal. To me, keys could also represent like contracts because, when you sign the lease, you get the key. You know what I mean? Who knows? For some of you, this could, within the next 7 days, you could be, purchasing a new home, things of that nature. A new car, right? Take what resonates and of course leave what doesn't. But whatever this activation has to do with pile number 2, it's going to leave you feeling very splendid. It's going to leave you feeling very positive, very uplifted. Because peacocks don't just represent divinity, they represent beauty as well. If you've ever seen a peacock in real life and the way they walk, they strut their stuff. You know what I mean? They're in a very graceful way though. So pile number 2, I definitely see you in the next 7 days, being in a position where you feel very confident in yourself and what you're doing. So you guys also have number 1 with abundance. Number 1 with abundance. So pile number 2, this is a great start, okay, to the week. With the number 1 here, this abundance card could be representing the beginning of your week specifically, the start of your week, from the next 7 days, from the time you're watching this video, of course. You could be feeling very abundant. This card could be symbolizing perhaps within the next 7 days, you may resonate with receiving a lot of gifts. Okay, this could be physical gifts. This could be a bonus of some kind. For some of you, I'm picking up this abundance card. Could be representing, who knows, like you could be getting a lot of compliments. Okay, feeling very flattered within the next 7 days. Feeling very highly encouraged. Perhaps within the next 7 days, this card could be symbolizing, if you're someone who resonates with being an artist, right? A painter or a writer, right? This could be someone looking at your work and being like, wow, this is great, Take it how it's resonating, of course. But I'm definitely seeing you feeling very abundant within yourself, pile number 2, and on the outside with the physical. So your last 2 oracle cards here, you guys have Cancer with nurturing, sensitive, and caring. Yeah, I definitely see you guys putting a lot of compassion into yourself, specifically into your projects. right? I think this activation card, in the description, there was something along the lines of only share your plans with people who genuinely either care about you or care about them. Okay? Be careful with who you communicate with this next week ahead, pile number 2. I'm getting to pay attention to, specifically to pay attention to people who aren't able to be or reciprocate what you can give them. Okay? You want someone, you want to share your plans with people who are able to share your joy, right? And not, be jealous or judgmental, right? So your last oracle card today is North Node with Destiny, Purpose, and wow, activation. You got 2 activations. So pile number 2, your week ahead is looking very, very significant here. With the Destiny, I feel like whatever you're going to be accomplishing this week ahead, this next 7 days, whoever you're going to be meeting, okay, whatever contract you're going to be signing, whatever deal you're closing, or idea you're finally putting into motion within this next week, it's going to be incredibly significant for the remainder of a long time. For some of you, the rest of your life here, right? With Destiny. But whatever is going on for you, whatever you're engaging in this next 7 days, pile number 2, it's going to have you feeling very purposeful. And I feel like it's this purpose that is going to drive out your confidence, and it's going to help activate and kind of like leave a domino effect for other successes, okay, down the way. So pile number 2, wow, great energy. Let's jump right into tarot. We'll just get a few cards. What is going on for pile number 2's week ahead? Also, pile number 2, I just want to make a side note. If you are curious about any of the decks I use in this reading today, or if you're curious about or have any questions at all, just let me know in those comments down below. I'd be happy to share. But okay, put that here. Pile number 2, you guys got 4 cards, it looks like. I'll just start with these 2. All right, so you guys got the Hermit. So you guys got the Hermit here. So the Hermit is all about seclusion, okay? The Hermit energy has a lot to do with kind of like solitude, being by yourself, and not just for any reason, but to kind of like recharge, find that light, right? So pile number 2, within the next 7 days, this activation could be happening while you're alone. For some of you, this could be, again, this is some sort of creative endeavor, okay, that you're partaking in. But I definitely feel you kind of like doing something in solitude, doing something by yourself. This could be something physical, again, like perhaps you are some sort of entrepreneur or you're making some sort of product, okay, this week. For others, this could be something more like mental or emotional. Perhaps you are having some sort of epiphany, a realization. Perhaps you are, making steps in some sort of recovery, right? Take what resonates and, of course, leave what doesn't, pile number 2. But I definitely see you within your next 7 days, you will resonate with either kind of going into the cave to get some work done. Oh, wow. Interesting I said that, right? Because we literally have this activation card they're literally in a cave. So yeah, for some of you, there are 3 people in this card. Perhaps you may resonate with doing something kind of in solitude, maybe just you and like a select group of people. Or this card could also be kind of clarifying the need to kind of like limit how many people know about what you're doing here. But moving on, you guys also have the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles, so your week ahead, pile number 2, I feel like this is kind of like an energy you're moving away from, okay? This card has everything to do with like feeling like you're lacking something, right? But in my personal opinion, the 5 of Pentacles is very mental, right? Because it's always depicted with them standing outside of the church here. So there is hope, there is some sort of hope or restoration happening within your energy, pile number 2. Something is going to be shed a light on, okay? Something is going to be purified here. And for a lot of you, I feel like this Five of Pentacles is just kind of clarifying you breaking free from this position of lack and kind of like moving on to a place or a mind state or a mindset, excuse me, that is more abundant. Not only abundant in mind, but, you know, bears fruit in the physical as well. So you guys also have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, this is all about being decisive, gaining some sort of mental clarity. In this deck, the lady with the swords here, she is blindfolded. I mean, I guess she usually is blindfolded. But yeah, that kind of represents to me, perhaps within the next 7 days, there's something that you're just not seeing. Perhaps a surprise is underway, right? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But yeah, there's definitely a need with this Five of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. There's definitely a need to gain a little more clarity on something, okay? Because for some of you with this Five of Pentacles and feeling like you're lacking, with the clarity and within this Two of Swords, this could be like saying that there's a need to break down from limiting beliefs, right? I feel like this week ahead for you in general, pile number 2, by the end of it, you're going to be feeling a lot more confident and a lot more abundant, okay, than you did going into it, right? Your last tarot card is the Moon card, yeah. So the Moon, it's all about something being hidden. The Moon has everything to do with our subconscious. Something from the subconscious is coming to light. This could be something, you know, literally, you know, again, this reading could be representing some sort of epiphany. For others, this could be a moment where, you know, the Band-Aid is finally, or the cast is finally coming off of, you know, a broken bone, right? That could be literal or, you know, the energetically, you know what I mean? Like, it's time to rip a Band-Aid off, I'm sensing. And it's time to start doing something, right? I feel like for some of you, I know this is really random, but my intuition is screaming it at me. For some of you, I feel like this reading has a lot to do with kind of like you getting lost, right? And you've been given a roadmap, and now it's time to follow the path, right? It's time to start doing something. It's time to start participating in something, something that's going to bring you a lot of joy, something that will make you feel very splendid within yourself and, you know, within your life in general. Beautiful energy. Pile number 2, to end your reading, I am going to just shuffle. Ooh, one actually just fell out. I will take that one actually. I'll get another one too. So I'll give this bag of fortunes a shuffle. Take one out for you. Ooh. All right, so pile number 2, your first fortune, you got 2 today. So your first fortune says, sincerity is the finest point of communication. So pile number 2, this could be advising you to be very cautious with what you say, with your choice of words this week. To also remember to be or remain sincere. Remain honest, sincere. Who knows? Within the next 7 days, you could be letting someone down or even declining an offer. For some of you, who knows? But to remain sincere is important. So take that how it resonates. And you guys also have generosity will repay itself sooner than you imagine. It's interesting because pile number 1, their closing advice was very similar. So yeah, there's a need to remain sincere and generous this week, pile number 2. And I feel like as long as you do that, all good things will come to you. But pile number 2, if you stuck around to the end, thank you so much for being here. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It would really help me out a bunch. Again, if you have any questions about the decks I use, let me know in those comments below. If you would just like to show your support, drop a rose down there to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of the reading. But pile number 2, I believe that's all I'm seeing for you, my friends. So you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will catch you guys next time. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is what is going on for you, what is occurring for you within the next 7 days. This reading is timeless, of course, so whenever you get to this video, whenever you click on the reading is when this message is meant to be heard. But pile number 3, what is your week ahead looking like? So to start your reading, you guys did pick the number 13 with house. This card could have something to do with your reading. We'll see. Perhaps within the next 7 days, you will be spending a lot of time at home. You may resonate with making some renovations, some changes within the home, doing some spring cleaning. Perhaps you're changing homes. But pile number 3, to start your reading, we are going to just jump into some pre-shuffled oracle cards I have here, and then we'll pull a few tarot cards, and to end your reading, we'll get some closing advice from the Bag of Fortunes here. But pile number 3, let's start with your oracle cards. So you guys have, wow, this card is beautiful. I've never seen this one before. So this one is 36 with stability. And it's a baobab tree in Africa. It's really cool because the tree literally has a door. It looks like a house. It almost looks like a house. So number 36 with stability. I'm going to pull one more card first. You guys also have number 43 with vast vistas. So pile number 3, I'm actually going to read these 2 cards, just the short descriptions from the book, just to get some more insight. Perhaps there's something you can personally resonate with or take out of. So number 36 with stability. So this card says, to gain stability in your life, take measure of your relationships, finances, possessions, and health. Heal old wounds and strengthen relationships with your loved ones. Make careful plans for the future. Sometimes it's valuable to imagine a worst-case scenario, then figure out a strategy to survive and thrive. This can actually prevent that situation from occurring. However, do not act on these plans until you feel secure about going forward. If you are not feeling grounded in life, it is important to put everything else aside until you do. Think things through before you take action. Do not rush into anything. If you're going to make financial investments, make ones that are safe and secure. It's not the time to take risks. It's the time to go into partnership. This is an excellent time to go into partnerships, whether it's marriage, business, venture, or a creative project. If you move slowly, go deep, and look for consistency in life. Lasting success will follow. So pile number 3, within your next 7 days, I feel like this card is suggesting you remain very grounded. Okay, we're grounded in your finances, grounded in your relationships, grounded in your rituals, okay, your daily activities. Okay, there's definitely a need to remain grounded and also to remain vigilant. Okay, I'm getting to remain aware. All right. Interesting. So this has, okay, so with the stability card too, and the direct correlation to the house, within the next 7 days, you may, perhaps you will be getting a new housemate, okay, or a new household member, right? Take what resonates, of course, leave what doesn't, but I'm definitely just sensing a need for stability within the next 7 days here for you, pile number 3. So you guys also got 43 vast vistas, and this card, I'll just read like a chunk of it. So it says, vast vistas are ahead for you. It's easy to get caught up in the small details of life and forget the bigger view. Something unexpected may be sneaking up behind you. If you are ready for it, it won't wobble your life. When you view life from a great perspective, you can make the best decisions. Okay. I think I'm picking up what this reading is throwing down at me, pile number 3. So within your next 7 days, there's definitely a need to remain vigilant, like I was kind of picking up before. It's interesting because with the stability card, it was suggesting, not kind of like thinking negatively, but being prepared for things like worst case scenarios, right? It's important that within your next 7 days, pile number 3, you're kind of like seeing things for how they are and not for how you want them to or how you wish them to be. So with this Vast Vista card, again, I feel like there's a need to kind of gain a little bit of a better perspective on something. This is an open valley here, so it's really hard to sneak up on someone when you're in the middle of a field, right? Versus sneaking up on someone, you could just kind of like hide behind this tree, right? So within the next 7 days, who knows? This could be some sort of bill, okay, kind of creeping up on you. Something having to, for some of you, this may have to do with like finances, right? But there's definitely a need to kind of like remain buckled down, grounded, and vigilant within the next 7 days, pile number 3. You guys also have chicken. So in this deck, this card actually could be a reference to the past, pile number 3. But for you, I am picking up that with this chicken card, I feel like chickens are the most reasonable or, you know, sustainable animals to kind of have around. At least where I'm from, like, it was not uncommon for people to own chickens. Like, a lot of people had their own chickens, would gather their own eggs. You know what I mean? So pile number 3, kind of like relating that to your reading here, I feel like there's a need to be incredibly resourceful. This next 7 days, again, I'm picking up for a lot of you, perhaps there will be some sort of bill or something having to do with your budget or your finances kind of like creeping up. Right? For some of you, I feel like as long as you're prepared for it, okay, and as long as you are conscientious with your finances or with your resources at this time, I feel like it's not going to be incredibly burdensome for you. But of course, pile number 3, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, right? But I'm definitely feeling the need for you to be a little more resourceful this week ahead. So you guys also have number 34 with Spirit Weaver. So to me, this card has a lot to do with alignment, okay? Perhaps within the next 7 days here, something will occur that will help put you better into balance with yourself or help put you back into alignment, pile number 3. I am picking up for some of you, you may resonate with, you know, quite recently, like things kind of like being all over the place. Like when I see this card and this dancer here, it looks like she's dancing, she feels free, she's got one foot on the ground, one foot high up in the air, right? But for the next 7 days, you guys got stability. So there is a need to kind of like to sink your roots a little bit, okay? For some of you, within the next 7 days, this could be something really insignificant, like you just spending a little more time in the home, okay? If you resonate with kind of like, you know, going out to eat very often or going out in general or being heavily involved in your community, perhaps within the next 7 days, you will find yourself or you're being advised to kind of take a breather from all that and do a little bit of centering within the self here, right? To get back into alignment with yourself. So pile number 3, your last oracle card today, you have Leo with Courageous, Regal, and Loyal. Courageous, Regal, and Loyal. So Leo energy, it's very loud, it's very proud, right? It's very fiery. So within the next 7 days, you may find yourself needing to take some courageous action here, needing to remain brave. With the loyal and the loyalty, okay, remaining true to yourself. It's kind of like making me think of the Spirit Weaver card as well. Yeah, there's a need to remain true to yourself, to remain true with what you value, what you believe in, okay? Very nice. But pile number 3, let's jump right into tarot for you. So, that was fast. I'll take it. So what is pile number 3's week ahead? What is pile three's week ahead looking like? What is going to be occurring for them within the next 7 days? What should they be on guard for? What should they be cautious of or look out for? What is pile number three's week ahead? All right. Ooh. All right, that should be good. Pile number three. Take this one. Take these two. I'm actually going to do those two last. All right, so pile number three. So your first tarot card is the Six of Wands. Yeah, I feel like whatever you do choose, wherever you choose to put your attention to or where you choose to take action from pile number three, it will be successful. Whatever you're choosing to work through or break through this week ahead, pile number three, it will come out successful for you. You will be put in some sort of victorious or winning position here. So if there is something kind of creeping up on you, right, I feel like by the end of the week, pile number three, this card is just kind of symbolizing that it will be settled, right? Just let things kind of settle, because they will. Things, I feel like for you, pile number three, things will just naturally settle for themselves, okay? All you have to do is just remain vigilant and be a little proactive in this situation. So you guys also have the Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles, perhaps you will be put in a position to kind of like show off your achievement. What's the word I'm looking for? Not show off. The word demonstration, like to give some sort of demonstration of something you're doing or a final product here. To show something off. For some of you, this could be a project. For others, who knows, with the House card, right? Perhaps within the next 7 days, you will be having a lot of people in your home. You'll be having a lot of people in your home, and that'll be something that you'll be proud to show off. Okay, this could, with the Chicken card, this could be relating to like a project in the home where you're recycling some sort of resource, right? Take what resonates, of course, leave what doesn't. But you guys also have the King of Swords here. So your next 7 days will require you to kind of like, again, you know, be thoughtful, remain thoughtful, think ahead. The King of Swords is incredibly analytical, okay? He uses his head. It's very logical when it comes to making decisions. So there's definitely something that will either be in your thoughts this next 7 days, pile number three, or something that you should be keeping in thought. And as long as you keep your thoughts both realistic and positive, right? I think that this week will bring a lot of success for you and your projects. So you guys also have the High Priestess. It's interesting, it came out right after the King of Swords. So yeah, not only is it important to be very mindful this week, pile number three, but it's also important to follow your intuition, to do what naturally brings you joy. Okay, just make sure, you know, it's something healthy for you and healthy for the people around you, of course. I feel like what naturally is going to bring you joy is kind of like that green light for you this week, pile number three. You guys also have Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, yeah, within the next 7 days, I sense for many of you, you finally kind of like being able to hold something or hold multiple things while balancing, okay? But I feel like balance in general this week, right? If I'm kind of like tying it back to this card, there's a need to realign something and become more balanced. And I think that introducing more stability will help you achieve this, pile number three. So we got balance with coming for you within your next 7 days. And your last tarot card is, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. So this card is all about movement. The wheel is turning in your favor. So something is definitely going to be changing by the end of the week for you, pile number three. For a lot of you, this could have to do with the home, your home life, your home situation. For others, this could be some sort of, you know, occupation, job, an interest, a passion, a hobby. Who knows? Perhaps all of these things are going to be applicable for you this week. Perhaps that's why we have the Two of Pentacles here right in the center. The needing to not only remain stable, but to remain mindful as well. And I feel like by balancing these two things, a lot of success is going to be brought your way within the next within the week ahead, pile number 3. But all right, I believe that's all I'm seeing in your cards. So let's move on to these fortunes. Let's give it a little shake, and I'll pull out like 1 or 2 for you. So pile number 3. All right, you guys got 2 fortunes today. The number 44 is actually on the back of one of them. I'm being really drawn to that for some reason. Okay, so the first one says, no entertainment is so cheap as reading, nor any pleasure so lasting. So reading is definitely something that will be on your menu this week ahead. For some of you, I am picking up, if you resonate with like signing something this week, pile number 3, I feel like that fortune is advising you to read it, right? To read the fine print, to make sure that you're remaining mindful of what you're signing, of what you're agreeing to. If it's not like something super official, this could be something more metaphysical, right? Reading between the lines, right? If someone's giving you a bad vibe or acting suspicious, be mindful. Be mindful of that, right? And take note of it. Take note of it. If there's someone in your life, pile number 3, that is acting, you know, a little too suspicious, right? A little too good to be true. Be mindful of that, okay? And don't shrug it off. I'm sensing, right? Pile number 3, don't shrug it off, because I feel like it's going to be a major theme for you within the next 7 days. So to end your reading, your last closing advice is education is the movement from darkness to light. Interesting. This is actually very interesting, because it kind of reminds me of what I was just kind of like going with the whole idea of not shrugging off or putting valuable information under the rug, right? Like, for example, if you... Okay, I'll just give you a little example here. It's really random, so take it if it resonates, of course, but if it doesn't, just use it as an example. So, say for example, you know, you hear something about someone who's close to you, right? A good friend, right? Someone that you've been friends with for months, years, whatever. And say that you hear something about that friend from someone else who you also trust, right? Another friend. Now, everyone in the world is going to react differently, you know? That's just how it is. Some people will, you know, just shrug it off, whatever. Some people will get upset, you know? Some people will believe it right away. Some people will doubt it. I feel like for you, though, if you find yourself in a position like that, pile number 3, just to remember to not be so judgmental off the bat if certain information does make it your way, to actually give it things thought this week, to give things thought before you move forward, right? If you hear like a really, really troubling rumor about someone you're either close to or getting close to, right? Or if for some of you, someone in the home, it's important not to just shrug it off, but it's important not to just, you know, be fully committed into believing it 100% too. There's a need for balance here. There's a need for kind of like reading in between the lines, because with the education is the movement from darkness to light, you know, something in the dark will be brought to light for you this week, okay? And this doesn't have to deal with another person, pile number 3. Who knows? This could just be yourself. Perhaps, you know, me personally, every once in a while there's something that I realize either about myself or about some sort of past situation, and it completely changes my perspective to the point where literally the wheel will start turning a different way. You know what I mean? So whenever there's a change of perspective that's very impactful for us as people, I feel like that's when we kind of like learn. That's when we grow, right? That's when we change. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, pile number 3, okay? But I feel like for most of you, that's definitely applicable for the week ahead. Pile number 3, thank you so much for being here. If you stuck around to the end, I highly appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind dropping a rose down below in those comments to let me know that you made it all the way to the end of the video, that would be great. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, that would be lovely. If you want to like the video, that would also be lovely. But pile number 3, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, my friends, and a even more fabulous week ahead. I will catch you next time.